Do you do just one thing? Do you solve one problem? Do you solve a through line over many problems? Look, I'm Jim Padilla. Thanks so much for tuning in and being here with me. And I want to share with you just a couple of things here. I don't have any props. I have nothing to share, nothing to show. It's just something that we're seeing a lot and something we worked with. We did a quarterly boardroom meeting with some of our clients today, and it's interesting because everybody's always talking about the niche, the niche. You got to master the niche. And while that is absolutely true, the things that people don't that are not, I don't think people are present to this. So give me a thumbs up or heart, like, whatever it is, whatever platform you're on while you're watching this, and pay attention here because this is something I want you to think about. I was just on a podcast interview, Sales Ninja, with Jay Lee. It'll be coming out soon. Make sure you check it out. He's a great guy. Go check out his podcast. And we were talking about, he asked me about scaling. There was a lightning round questions and said, what's the one thing that people miss when they're scaling? And I said, it's scaling depth versus width. Because especially right now, I think it's more important now than it's ever been, because there's so much confusion and lack of trust in the marketplace that people are we're trying to find more people instead of more serving the people that are in your world at a deeper level. And when you understand all of the things in their world, in their journey, you will find more ways to solve them and to serve them. As an example, as you know, we are the sales people. We made our chops in this business model as a done for you fractional sales division, and so we were known for sales teams. But then over time, we're building businesses for so long, and we've seen so much, and we've delivered so many results. And now all of a sudden we know so many things about building business, and we give credit. People give us credit for understanding how to recruit teams, how to train teams, right? How to where people are always asking us about marketing and lead generation and optimization. And of course, we run hundreds of launches and events, so we become experts at that. We have tools, systems, SOPs, IP strategies for how to crush it in an event, virtual and or in person, and all the different ways, right? So this isn't a sales pitch. This is just an example showing you that everything you do, even though you may do one thing, like the sales teams, the two buckets we always got put in for years was sales teams or events. And now we have this huge plethora. We're still known for sales teams, but because we ran so many sales divisions for people, we started building systems, tools, strategies, which first started out as scope creep in building systems, building funnels, dialing qualifications, building in onboarding. All this stuff is like what happens once the sale's made and then somebody cancels because their onboarding wasn't really dialed in very well, or the back end wasn't handled, or people could generate a ton of leads but had zero follow-up besides a CRM. And so we start building out our fix your follow-up process. And then as companies come in, they want big results. So which we're building something big, which is usually something that takes 18 to 24 months to build. But in the meantime, they need a now result, right? So then we started building out our mining for gold process. And again, all of these things were just strategies that we dove into in the beginning, and then they became tools and it became resources. And any tool that you build can ultimately be more than just a tool. It can be an opt-in. It can be an interactive, obviously a DIY, a done for you, and can be an event. It can be a webinar. It can be a training, right? Just start thinking the natural progression of all the problems you solve for the person. So stop thinking about why, about how I get in front of the next person and the next person, and start thinking, how deep can you take this? Scale depth. How many different problems can you solve for your ideal client on the journey towards the mountaintop experience of what you deliver? Which is, of course, leads to our mountaintop journey, which is a lifetime journey. And then when you're doing that, then we start, every time we solve a problem for ourselves, we then start looking for how can we solve it for our clients, or vice versa. We'll solve something for our clients and then bring it internally. Say, how can we apply this here so it helps us generate more efficiency and effectiveness, more revenue for us, more revenue for our clients, more growth, more opportunity. The reason I'm pointing that out is because you need to do this for you. I want you to look at what are the problems that you solve for people and what does it open the door to? What are constraints that you have with your clients right now? What are your clients trying to do and can't do? Simply not because you lack the skill set to lead them there, but simply because they don't have the tools or the skill set internally to be able to make that happen. Do they have a team member that needs to buy in? And do you have a way to get buy in from that team member? Otherwise, that team member could be the enemy that kills your deal. Right? Do you have someone who's not a stakeholder or is a stakeholder who's not totally bought in? Do you have an AI solution, a technology solution of some kind that is going to upset their IT manager because he's been working on this other project like it's a baby, like it's a child, and now he is very protective over anybody who's going to come in and put something in place. So now he becomes an irritation to the decision maker, and the decision maker says no to you, right? So it's not a conversation about stakeholders, it's a conversation about extreme awareness and understanding how everything affects everything. In our world, everything affects sales, and your ability to speak about what you do, your ability to speak to the right people, your ability to understand and have nuance about all the problems that they need solved, because one solution delivers a new problem, and you have thought that stuff through all the way through to the finish line, so that you can rest assured, help them know that by being in your world, all their problems are going to get solved, and we're going to start with this one. Okay, start thinking that through. So make sure you are diving deep. Do your own assessment. If you want access to a form that I shared that we walked through with our clients today, just ping me privately and say, hey, what was it? Capacity gap. I know we talked about that on some of these previous lives generally, but we had an exercise to start identifying the capacity gaps that you have inside of your business that is literally costing you money today because you have already purchased this revenue and you just haven't redeemed it. That is what we are talking about. So instead of you going to find more, it's how do you optimize the places that are costing you revenue today. And we can show that stuff to you. So if you want that, let me know. But I'm just trying to introduce you to this concept. And it's all about you going deeper and understanding all of the ways and the layers of problems that occur while people are trying to find you, while people are trying to work with you, and what happens after they work with you. Okay, keep thinking that through, because there's just not enough, and we're way too busy on trying to just go find the next person who can buy the frontline thing that you sell. And well, yes, you need to continue to do that. Always spend a percentage of your time generating new business, but not at the expense of diving in to the people who've already raised their hand to say, guess what? I trust you, or I'm interested and I want to learn more. And it's your job now, it's your responsibility and your duty to connect the dots, show them from the moment they walk into your world that they have made a good decision, and that every touch point along the way reaffirms that decision at a higher level and keeps moving them forward. If you can't do that, you're always and forever going to fall mercy to whatever the marketplace can deliver. And these days, that's just too risky. And I don't want to see that for you. I want you to be able to bring new business in to add to the abundance of business that you're already carrying, because you are serving people so powerfully and so well that they would never leave, because they wouldn't ever couldn't conceive of not being in your world, because they know what kind of solutions that you carry. Right. So tell me what's the capacity gaps that you carry? What are the things that you're missing right now? Where are you skipping to go find a new person instead of solving the gap for the person that's already here? Right. And if that's not something you've thought about, then I invite you to take this time to do a deep dive in that thought process. And again, let me know how we can help you. We are all about designing your company to generate revenue so that sales happen as a natural occurrence in your world, instead of making you the sales guru. You don't need to be the sales rock star. I opt for designing your world so that sales happen, instead of you focusing your time on trying to be the greatest sales rock star on the planet, because there's a whole lot of other things that are missing outside of that, and I don't want that for you. Right? So we do have our sales first, everything else second. Briefing coming up next week. Make sure you're checking in here about it. We'll be dropping some info if you want to find out more about how do we unveil some of the key secret systems, processes, strategies, and tools that help you design a company to make money that will ultimately start replacing you as the founder. That's the game. More profit, more freedom. Let's go make it happen. I know that you can do it. There are a ton of people out there who need what you have, and you deserve to be paid well for it. We'll see you on the other side. Check in here. Let me know where you're dialing in from, and if you're watching this live or on the recording.